Alright, this is going to be a video of this 48-inch home collection brand Milano ceiling fan I got at the Habitat Restore. I got it because I volunteer there, and what I do for them is refurbish ceiling fans they receive by donation and make them more sellable and run better than how they previously were. Now, Home Collection is a brand sold at a local store called Canadian Tire, which is basically an automotive/hardware store. The Milano Collection is actually a series of lighting fixtures that includes this ceiling fan. They all match and use the same style globes. I believe they offered a chandelier, ceiling fixture, and I believe also a wall scone. Without any further ado, I will demonstrate this and start with the light kit. As you can see, that works, and I'm using two 40-watt equivalent energy-saving compact fluorescent bulbs in here, which are actually fairly bright. I'll turn that off. And now I'm going to turn the fan itself on and show the high speed first. Now it does have quite a bit of vibration noise on the high speed. As you can hear there, it really is not the quietest fan ever. Far from it. However, on medium and low it is quite a bit less noisy. Now, judging by the black piece of tape I put on one of the blade badges, this is probably going to go around maybe 170 RPM. It's not the fastest fan in the world. Now, to increase performance, I actually did pitch the blades a little bit more than how they originally were pitched. And surprisingly, even though it really isn't that fast, airflow is fairly decent. Now I'm going to move to medium. As you can see, the humming is virtually eliminated. This spins at around 120 RPM. And finally, for low speed, which I'll show with the fan and light on at the same time here, this is probably going to slow down to about 55 RPM. And I'll turn everything off. Stop the blades here. And I'm going to talk about some general information on it. This fan is actually made by Canarm, or at least the same Chinese manufacturer they would use to make their fans. For anyone who didn't know, Canarm is a rather large Canadian ceiling fan manufacturer. And even though this wasn't branded Canarm on the box, there is actually a sticker inside the canopy that has the Canarm logo on it. It did not provide its original mounting bracket and also the screws to hold the blades, so I did have to use my own. Thankfully, I did have all the parts, so the fan is now fully complete. Now I'm going to be discussing some pros and cons about this fan and what I would rank it out of 5 stars. I actually like the overall look of it. It has a very nice style to it, I think. It's a little bit kind of transitional, I guess if you want to put it that way, because it has some traditional accents, like with this globe and the finial, but the motor housing is kind of contemporary, so interesting look to the fan. The blades are reversible. One side is beech, the other side is walnut. I generally like darker woods, however I really didn't like the walnut with the brushed pewter finish, so I decided to flip them over to beech side, which actually looks really nice. It can be downrod or flush mounted for different ceiling heights. It did originally come with a downrod, but because the light kit sticks out so much, I decided to flush mount it, as it would be a little bit too intrusive with the downrod. What I don't like, however, is the quality of the fan is kind of mediocre. Metal parts are really quite thin and flimsy. The motor is really loud, although surprisingly, for the size of the blades, it is rather large because they actually put a 52-inch size motor on 48-inch blades. And speaking of sizing, this housing actually appears like it would have been for a 42-inch fan. Thankfully, it doesn't look too out of place, but just kind of interesting, the combination of parts they used. Overall, I'd probably have to rank it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Good looking fan, performs okay I guess, but it is kind of noisy and isn't the best quality in the world. Although for Canadian Tire fan, it is fairly decent. Anyway guys, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and there's lots more to come. And if you could actually tell me a little bit more history on the Milano collection, because I'm not 100% certain of it, That'll be much appreciated.